All right, we've been doing some videos documenting our living out of our Tesla, which has got over 220,000 miles. But people have been asking for other stuff for us to put content on, including what DeNice's office looks like. So we're going to show you right now what our office looks like. She's in the back of the car, and you can see from here we've got special custom fitted shades on all the glass. There's even glass above her head, glass behind. It's all blocked out, all the lights blocked out for one thing. And why don't you hit the door and open up, and I'll walk around and we'll show what it looks like from the other side so you can see more what she works with during the day. Okay, well, you can tell we're outside. This is the office, and you can explain what you got. You got to talk loud because we got the beeping.
So this is a Zeebic monitor that I ordered online. I saw it advertised on Facebook. You just strap it on to any standard computer and you hook it up with either a lightning bolt cable, which goes to this USB 3 over to the computer for power, or you can hook up the other one with, what do you call this?
USB?
No, this is one of the standard TV cables.
Oh, I see. HDMI.
HDMI cable, yeah, and that will give this monitor power. And so I just have it set up to extend the desktop, so I can put Teams over here in my left window and leave it there all day, and I usually have my email in the middle window. It's the biggest one, and then I put whatever I'm working on here over here on the right. I use a wireless mouse that has a trackball, so when Mike bounces me on the highway, this doesn't move, it stays right there. If I had a mouse that didn't have a cord, it would go flying, as it did one time when we got into an accident.
Yeah.
Let's see, so my headset is USB, and since I ran out of USB ports here, I have a dongle cable extender that gives me 4 USB slots. And I like having plenty of room here for my hand on the mouse, so I don't use this USB port right here. I leave plenty of space. And this is just like a kid's laptop tray table that I ordered on Amazon. It has a slot right here for a pen, but if I need a pen and paper, I've got one in the mat pocket of this seat right here.
Yeah, we have a seat cover. Oh, actually, it's this fabric. It's not Tesla. It's an aftermarket. It covers the seats, but it also provides a big pocket back there. She's got a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, that's where I hide my water. And if I'm having coffee, it's usually sitting right here or in my hand. And if I get hungry, here's my lunch right there in the cooler, which I access often. And I've got more lunch stowed under the seat here. And as you can see, I can kick my shoes off and get nice and comfy here. And yeah, the whole thing is pretty stable and stationary when Mike is bouncing me down the highway. And we have 2 internet service providers that keep a signal no matter where we switch. If we don't have service with one, we've got service with the other.
So under here, we've got the power strip that she connects with. We've got a router. We've got a booster. This booster here turns on and off. When it's on, it boosts the signal to the internet. We've got one internet box, which is dedicated. I'll show you in a second. It's up front. And then we've got the other one on my phone, and they both are combined into another router box, which I'll show you in a second. It's under the passenger, or actually driver's side back seat. So over here on the driver's side, you saw the cooler, but underneath here is our pineapple stash. Under here is there are several things under here. You can see under the seat, I've got the booster. This green light indicates the booster's working, which means the receiver needs to be far away from the antenna, which it is. The antenna's in the trunk. Then that white thing back there is a converter that converts my wireless signal from my phone, which is Verizon, to a cabled signal. And then when it becomes a cabled signal, there's another box back there. See the lights? That's the load balancing router. It connects the cabled signal from my phone, which it converted to cable, and the cabled signal from the internet box, which is up front, which is AT&T, and combines them into one. So you got more speed and more reliability. And usually she'll stay on that unless one's better than the other and we're stable, and then she'll switch over to either mine or the AT&T. Usually the AT&T is better because they're just better nowadays than Verizon. I'll show you that box in a second, and I'm gonna get a pineapple out actually here for our breakfast right now. So up here in the front is the AT&T internet. You can see it's connected there, 100% battery. It runs on a battery, although we can plug it in. Underneath, see that is the little paddle that you want to touch here so that it connects. And so this is what we boost. Since this is the more reliable service, we're boosting just this one. And mine, since I'm holding it in my hand, it's mobile, it goes all over the place, is not generally boosted with the paddle unless we get in a situation where we need that.
I have a piece of tape over my webcam in case I forget or accidentally click on the webcam. I have had to go on camera before for a mandatory meeting, and people did ask, "Are you working from a car?" Yeah, they will ask. There's no hiding that. I could blur my background, but that day I didn't.
Yeah, and Denise, keep in mind, Denise needs like a cabled quality connection to connect to VPN, right? So you basically need a setup where you're plugged into a wall, which we don't have in the car. And I know that you've run into people before who have said they've tried this from a car and they haven't been able to do it.
Yeah, I have friends who thought they had enough bandwidth just from one service provider, but they didn't. We had to get a dedicated hotspot. Also, I checked my employee manual about the rules for remote working, and it just said you had to work from a remote location. It didn't say you couldn't work from your car. So until that policy changes, I'm going to keep working from the car in the wintertime.
The other thing about these window coverings, we didn't have them until, well, I guess we've had them for about 2 years now.
Yeah.
But they cut down on the glare, right, from being outside, so we can basically be anywhere.
I can see perfectly. There's no glare at all.
But there was a problem before we had those, right?
Yeah.
Even though the windows were tinted dark.
Yeah. It was fine if we were working from a parking garage, but outside it was too bright. There was a shine, a glare. And it gets really distracting. If I can see out where we're going, I get curious and I don't pay attention. But this is like blinders on a horse. I can't see beside me or behind me.
Oh, one last thing. There are so many connections. Sometimes we make a mistake. And we did here, actually, for the last day or two, we were wondering, we just came back from our cruise, why everything wasn't working on Tesla Model X, which is what we call our our load balancing router network. It's because I didn't have the cable plugged in. If I don't have the cable plugged in, then it's not going to be able to mix the two signals together. So many little connections and things that can go wrong, but that's just one little sample of something that could go wrong with this. But now we've got it working better. Yesterday was the first day back, so it should be better going forward now.